So
at this point,
Zangief really kind of was, okay.
So at this point, after you just complete 2 stages, it's when the X Hunters actually show up. Then, so what they do is they contact your base and basically tell you they have Zero's parts and are taunting you to go out and fight them.
Violent. And you could basically replay stages that you've already done.
Yep.
So, like in the case of where you found that one X Hunter's base, you couldn't. He wasn't there yet, so now he is.
So, and that kind of adds an extra impetus there. Is normally for games for these series, you'd want to find what the weakness is for each boss. You should go there. But now, let's say he shows up at a stage you don't have the weapon for, or you're not quite ready for, or you didn't want to go there yet.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, he's in Wire Sponge's stage, so I can choose to go there. But what if I didn't want to? Is I have the weakness for Bubble Crab, but they're not there.
Okay, I get you.
You can kind of see things there, so it adds this extra kind of layer, and they don't stay there. If you beat the stage and go, they're gonna move.
Oh, they'll move around. Oh,
that's cool.
Okay.
So I always like that. So for me, I actually wanted to go to Wire Sponge next, so that works out for me.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna do that one.
Can't do chickens though here, huh?
No, I think it was just
just Mega Man 2.
I'm a sponge. Cool.
You were right about that.
Cool enemy. That's why what did I come up with? Fucking cervix cucumber or whatever. What did I come up with? Cuckold cucumber. I don't know what his power would be. I suppose split mushroom. It kind of just doesn't make sense. Well, no, I suppose it does make sense. Because mushrooms technically spore off each other, but man, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But yeah, I see people's thing with MVC2.
I still like it, and I still play it, but it wasn't my favorite there. And 3, I ended up really liking it.
I mean, it was our biggest disappointment because we had waited 10 years for it.
Yeah.
We thought 3 was a pipe dream. It was never gonna happen. And then when I remember the exact moment I saw it was announced. I texted Paul immediately. I said, "You are never gonna fucking believe this."
Yeah.
MVC3. Holy shit!
I just for the X Hunters, they just don't say much. All right, welcome. I'm gonna kill you.
Your destruction is at hand.
Oh, he's got the saber.
Well, I remember one of the things that they announced pretty early on was that Venom wasn't gonna be a playable character because it was too hard to animate his the symbiote.
Yeah.
And it's why would you admit that? Well, just say, hey, we wanna replace him with another character. Don't just say you can't. Or you're taking him out because you can't do it.
Well, that was the same reason with Sabretooth. They couldn't animate a lackey for Birdie coming in, but yet what was the one enemy the one guy that actually summoned little dudes? There was something else.
Blackheart. But Blackheart wasn't in there though.
No, it was what the hell was his name? There was something that did something similar to that. And it was
gotcha.
What do you mean you couldn't do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wish Gambit had been in it.
Yeah.
They could have screwed everybody else. Gambit and Juggernaut should have been in it. It would have made sense. But it is what it is. We lived through it, and
Magneto was in MVC3.
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So I got one of Zero's parts there.
Hey, you got some feet.
The legs.
So I got
why'd you? Parts. I would have thought he'd have the saber, considering he used it.
Oh no. So it's basically the head, chest, and legs, basically there.
Because I thought going back to MVC3, I thought that a lot of the Marvel characters Sabretooth, Juggernaut, Gambit, they were all taken out because of the whole Marvel didn't actually own the rights to their characters. However, but if Magneto was in there, that means that at a certain degree, they did have control.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Maybe
they did.
That was all part of when the movies were coming out, right? Yeah. So maybe they didn't have the rights to the cinematic stuff.
Yeah, but it's video game
characters is different.
That's right.
There are a lot of there are a lot of parts of a license for it. You have character rights and toy rights.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say they had the movie rights. I don't think that it would have included the video game rights.
Well, it's the same reason they stopped using certain characters in the comics.
Well, that was only because they didn't want to advertise.
Exactly. It's the same thing for the game.
I suppose that's true. Isn't that why? What games? Shit. What was the one that's coming out that we were? Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be just a shitload of the?
That's a lot of characters.
What kind of characters?
No, it'll be.
It's going to be the original.
It'll be the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy. They said there's going to be some X-Men characters.
So it's a lot of the movie stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again, might not be a lot of the characters we're hoping for because they're not what's big. It's going to be movie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know.
Oh, that's cool how they can bounce off the wall if you miss.
What is that weapon?
This is a Sonic Slicer.
Something for Boomer Kawanger.
No, that's fine.
Oh God, he's getting past.
Overdrive Ostrich. Yeah, when he gets mad, he actually has like a state he goes into there.
That's funny.
Ridiculous.
What's also kind of cool for this weapon is if you kill him with that, he has a different animation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I always liked when you could do that. Like when you fought Frost Walrus in 4, you can, if you use the thing, you can melt the tusks.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
They did that in kind of Mega Man Zero games too. If you kill the enemy with a saber, it actually shows them like splitting in half and stuff, which is pretty fun.
Well, I can tell you right now, that game, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, has the same penchant that I will be quickly let down, just because I absolutely loved Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. And so if 3 does not deliver...
So now like those characters have moved around here. So we have now one of them here at the central computer stage there, and one's with Bubble Crab here. So I'm actually going to hop over and do Bubble Crab.
Bubble Crab.
Yeah, so you're already disappointed.
Well, no, it's not. It's not that. It's just that's one where it's. I'm no. I'm just saying like that's one where my expectations are so high that I could probably only be let down.
Okay.
What's one game that you were really looking forward to, but that just didn't deliver or whatever. It's like this game has that chance of being that game
I
for
see
me.
what you're saying. Well, what about you, Tim? What's a game you purchased that you just ended up not being totally thrilled with?
Mega Man X7.
No hesitation whatsoever.
How didn't even have to think about it?
No, it's just I love the X series, and like X4 was amazing, and I really liked X5, and I thought X5 was actually a really great send off of the series. And then X6 came out, and I was kind of confused, and X6 had a lot of problems, but it was still pretty fun to play. Like I just I don't know about this. And then 7 was announced for PS2. I'm like, oh yeah, it's an X game on the PS2. It's going like into this next generation. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for this. This is going to be great. And they showed like magazine scans there was showing off the highway stage from X1. I'm like, oh, it might be like bringing back things from the first game. It's really cool. And then I started seeing like, oh, like there's this new character in it. Like that's interesting. And it showed Axel off, and I'm like, oh, okay, do I gotta play as this guy? All right. And then I remember saving up for the game for months. Like I was super excited for it. I remembered like mowing tons of lawns for people in there, like in the winter before, shoveling out the snow for people like around there, just like trying to get any money I could, and just being like really waiting for this. Like that was the thing for me. And I got the game, and you start playing as Axel right away, and I'm like, who is this? Like, why am I him?
He's annoying.
So I was just like, I don't understand why is this happening? And then Zero comes out, and he doesn't sound anything like he should. They gave him a different voice, and he's like super gruff. He sounds like
he's been smoking.
Oh yeah, he's like, I don't know about this. Like, what the hell happened to Zero?
He's Batman.
And then like they somehow like butchered the controls. So like Zero like has this really awkward swing. The controls were super sluggish. Like people were. It felt like you were moving at like a quarter of the speed you should have been, and when the camera it would kind of switch between like a quasi 2D and then like a semi 3D view, but it would like block out like platforms you couldn't see and like pits and stuff, and I didn't know what to think about it. And then when I started playing it, I realized like, oh, like I get to pick Axel and Zero together, but no X. Like, so you released a Mega Man X game, and I can't play as Mega Man X. And I found out you have to unlock him by rescuing Reploids in the game.
Oh my god.
And there were like, I think, like 64 of them, and you had to rescue 32.
Oh my god.
Of those, and they were all on the stages there, and they could accidentally die, and if they didn't die, you couldn't rescue them. And it just was super frustrating, because then you get to enemies where like, oh, like they're gonna start shooting at them, you better get there in time, and like the enemy ends up killing them, and if you just like try to redo the stage, they're gone, like they're not there.
Oh my god, there's permadeath.
Yeah, so like it'll tell you like, oh, just dead. And I'm like, god
Well, it's I swear it's like if you have to rescue like 32 of them by that point.
You're over halfway through the game. If you got them perfectly in the levels.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get X at the end of the game, and at that point,
At that point, you're done playing. You don't even need to play anymore.
well, you can get them toward the toward the castle, like at the very end, or like just the late stages. But what the kicker is, so in that game it has like an upgrade system too. So your characters actually get better as they go on. Besides like your powers you can get upgrade chips, so you can do more damage, get more health, get other like features. Like Zero can get like other saber combos and stuff, but then X won't have any because he has Zero. So like great. So now Axel has all the power ups I would have wanted to give to X, but I can't give it to him because he has got them.
And then you're screwed if you try to save them to give them to X.
Yeah. Well,
So
you actually can't save them either. Like, so
really?
At the stage like clear screen, it's like, oh, you got a chip, you got to use it. So use that on your guy. Right there.
my god! It doesn't even let you stack them.
So then you can you can use them on your guys. And you have 2 with you. So and I mean, granted, like they did make X's Buster absurdly powerful, so that was nice. Like when he gets it, like his charge shot is enormous, but they kind of ruined his voice acting too, like Zero's and everything else. I'm sure also people who played X7 will probably tell you about some of the bosses too, like Flame Hyanard. You can queue up that. He will say "burn it to the ground" approximately 7,892 times in that fight. I wish I was exaggerating, but it's probably true.
God! There was a game I played lately that did something similar. Where it's like every time the boss would do a move, he would say the same shit,
and it's just
I was like, oh my god, please stop.
And just I don't know.
That's one thing that I have to say action RPGs still have not mastered to this day, is like a diverse enough array of dialogue to where shit doesn't get stale. I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for 200 hours.
I don't like it.
Needless to say, their battle quips get pretty boring after a while.
Oh god.
Where you're just like, alright, I get it.
Terrible.
Time to fight. And like their accent of like British or whatever fucking accent they have is endearing for a little while, but holy shit, bitch, like, I get it. Like, even like the Tales games suffer from the same thing, the same battle quotes over and over, and the same move that it's like, holy shit.
Or in the case of like Hearts are, it's all in Japanese.
Ugh.
That
drives me nuts.
Oh, that's cool.
So I like for your Buster upgrade. This one, it's actually it's like a double shot. I do like that one a lot. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, does this start the one where you could pick between the bigger charge or the multi-charge?
No, that's an X4. So an X4, you get either stock or plasma, which was really cool. I like that. And also I kind of like that the plasma was tucked behind so you didn't see it. So you kind of had to figure it out. Like, because normally an X4, if you go to Storm Owl stage, you go up and see, oh, there's a capsule right there. You never really think to keep going beyond it. And you get the stock buster, but if you kind of keep going off to the left, you find out there's like the plasma one tucked way in the back. So that was kind of secret.
Yeah, plasma one's better.
Also, if you look at the sprite, when you have your plasma buster, it actually looks exactly the same as the ultimate armor like part.
Yeah.
Which is it's I think it's supposed to hint that it was part of that. Like there's something to it.
That was cool as hell in X4 where you could get the ultimate armor.
Or I'll just go here and get this upgrade on it. Make him move again.
Oh, there you go.
So it's kind of if you revisit stages, you can kind of get them to move around too. So you can kind of game it a little bit.
Oh, cool.
But there was something I want to talk about too. So if you notice, like I have more Zero's parts, and you'll see right there, he has. So Zero and X1, he has those. His design is different. He has rounded like shoulders.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use it. He doesn't use a saber. And like every game after this, like he has a different design. So people have always wondered like, oh, like what's the reason for that? Most people assume like, oh, like they just want to change it, and there's nothing really to it. But of course, fans being fans, like we gotta like see like, okay,
there's gotta be a reason
like
for
maybe
it,
there's more to it, and it's kind of interesting. So there's a really big fan theory about it, basically suggesting that. So one of the X hunters in this, who I haven't fought yet, who I'm going to shortly, is Sergius, his background's a bit more unique, and it basically hints that he has like a really intimate knowledge of Zero's parts. Like he's the one who's able to do it. But if X and Zero are so like advanced and mysterious that people can't figure out how they're built, like why is it he knows? And they're suggesting like, oh, how did he know how to do this? That he's actually Dr. Wily.
Really?
There's a part of it where Sergius actually does refer to you as Dr. Light's creation, which many don't, and he shows like an understanding of other things there. He's like, oh, he curses like the last of Dr. Light's things, which most people would not know about.
Yeah, let's say, isn't this like post-light.
Yes, it's way after him. So like no one really knows that. Most people talk about X like they're just like, oh, it's just because he's a Maverick hunter or because he defeated Sigma is why they're angry at him. They don't know who Dr. Light is or wouldn't care. So people are wondering, okay, like, how is that possible? So they suggest that he basically like houses Dr. Wily's consciousness or is like an agent of Dr. Wily, and that's how he knew about Zero and how to rebuild him. So his design is different because Wily actually wanted to perfect Zero. He didn't get to before he died.
Right.
Because when you see Zero's design in like Mega Man Battle and Fighters, that's when his timeline, he shows a design like schematic of Zero, and it shows him with those squared shoulder pads and the saber and everything, his complete design.
Oh, cool.
So people are like, okay, if he was designed to look like that, why does he look different in X1? So people thought that, okay, maybe Wily wasn't finished, like he didn't get to him in time. So like that like, adds a pretty cool layer to it, and they kind of hint in other games in the series too that Wily is around. Like X5, Sigma talks about Wily. Like he's like, oh, like, I found someone X who hates you as much as I do. He's helped me with this, and he's taught me about Zero and things like that. And X6, there's a guy. His name is Isak, who is like really weird, and he hates X like absurdly, like not just that, but like he designs a robot to kill you called Hymax, and if X beats it, he's fucking pissed. He's like, you ancient piece of crap. Like, how could you beat him? He's supposed to be better. But if Zero beats Hymax, he's super happy. He's like, I knew it. I knew you were the best. I knew it. And I'm like, why would you be happy if I defeated your guy? And he also, like, when Zero tries to attack Isak to an X6, Isak just paralyzes him. Like, nope, stops. Like, all right, how would you know how to do that?
Yeah.
And Isak claims to know Zero's body inside and out, which makes me think that he is Dr. Wily again.
He is Dr. Wily, yeah.
So it makes me think that Dr. Wily in the X series is sort of like Dr. Light, where he's acting in the background.
His emotions and stuff are in the capsules, where he's actually finding a way to preserve his life.
Yeah. So a lot of people thought that Dr. Light were just messages, but the later games show that he's actually aware.
Yeah, he has a full conversation with them.
In X4, he talks about things. In X5, he even mentions Alia, who he could not have known about. It would have been impossible. So it makes him really interesting, I think.
I always thought it would have been interesting to play a game more so on the side of, like, Dr. Wily and, like, his... Well, you know what I mean?
Seeing things from his perspective versus Mega Man. Yeah.
Where, like, you see the Wily capsules come up, you know, like, something like that to that effect would have been kind of interesting.